Hey, hello. Sorry I haven't posted in a month, but I'm gonna soon. I've been trying to, set up this video for the past month. So basically, like in 2017, might even say all the way up until like early 2020, I, fell down the alt-right pipeline. I mean, I got out safely enough, but, I still fell down. And I wanted to show how I got into it in the first place, and in the next video, and you might even say more importantly, how I got out. Okay, so it kind of starts in 2015. I, was a kid, and I didn't really have as high as a regard for content as I do now. So I used to watch those, like, low quality reaction channels, like Jinx and stuff. And I found this one guy, Reaction Time, in like 2016, before, like, I remember specifically it was right before I went back to school. And, I found it, and, I started watching through his videos. And eventually I got this flat earth video, about this, like, I don't want to say attention seeker, but definitely, like, she didn't think that the earth was flat, but then I looked up to see, at the time I thought it was real, because, kids are stupid, and I wanted to see more people like that, because I couldn't believe how stupid people were, and luckily or unluckily, whatever, there were more people like that, and I found this channel, Professor Stick, and at first I just watched him because, he would debunk flat earth videos, and I thought that was entertaining, but then one day he said something that I guess would arguably change my life, and it was that he didn't believe in God. And when I heard that, I at first thought that, it makes sense that there'd statistically be someone who does not believe in, God. Like, I knew there were other religions back then, and I kind of realized that, eventually someone would say, maybe it's not, none of it's real. And, okay, so, and, I remember specifically thinking, this guy's gonna get a nice surprise when, he dies. Because, I was a more, like, I guess, lenient Christian back then. Like, I thought if you just did good or neutral, you would go to heaven. And, I guess you would say fell down the atheist rabbit hole, but the rabbit holes are kind of toxic in nature, at least on the internet, but, like, that's the only way I can really describe it. And I found, like, genetically modified skeptic, dark matter 2525, and, a bunch of others, but there was one in particular that I found relatively fast after I found Mr. Sticks, and it was the Armored Skeptic. Yeah, and so I found it relatively early on. I think it was still 2016, and like I didn't at first watch his videos and like go down the pipeline. I just kind of had them in the back of my mind, and I occasionally watched his videos while I watched the other, atheist channels. And then I found a video in which he, I guess, linked or showed a video of TJ, the Amazing Atheist. And at this point, I thought it was just like another atheist channel, and I guess I was right. It had the Amazing Atheist in the channel name, so. But it was like an anti-feminist thing, and so was Skeptic. So I was like, feminists are kind of silly, and then I remember one day I was watching one of TJ's videos, and he was explaining why comedy needed to be like offensive, and he clipped this one clip from this one channel, Shoe on Head. Yeah, that's the one. And like that, the other ones were pretty like influential in my radicalization, but Shoe was like not really hit me up, like linked me with them, but like back then she made herself seem more like less liberal but more anti-SJW nature, and and she helped. She definitely radicalized me, but she was also pretty influential in my de-radicalization too, when she, organized herself better, like her points, and, she was the reason why I was a sock dem for a while, and, I got to, TJ, also, I think I just got requested, like, a video by, Dr. Sham, and I was like, a more moderate SJW, like, it wasn't alt-right, but it also wasn't, like, a Chris Reagan or Shoe on Head kind of deal, and, I ate that up, and I was given more and more radical people, like Ben Shapiro, and Steven Crowder. Then I got to No Bullshit, and then Soph, like No Bullshit gave me, told me about this, little girl that was, an anti-SJW, and I, of course, ate that up, because I was like, this girl's smart. Soph, and, I watched her videos, and at the climax of it, I guess you would say, I was watching this Destiny debate with Soph, and, I had never really seen a debate before, and I thought, I didn't know who this Destiny guy was, and I want to see him, get destroyed by facts and logic by this little girl, and that definitely did not happen. I remember, my radicalization was very stunted after that, because I was like, so that could have gone better. Say when you think about Destiny, I think he's a liberal, and, definitely needs to change a bit for me to agree with him, but, he makes people sound stupid. If you disagree with him, he can make you sound stupid, even if, he can make you sound stupid for believing in the Holocaust. I mean, it happened, but, that's what he can do, and that pretty stunted my thing. Then Soph released this one video about, gay people, and I wasn't quite, radicalized enough for me to think about that. I was watching transgender YouTubers and John Oliver and such, I still had a lot of liberal ideas for being an anti-SJW, and, that also kind of pushed me away from that side. And, I was watching Jimmy Snow, who, was a left-leaning atheist channel, and I was kind of just slowly walking away from the more radical side, and, it was like I was slowly alienated from my friends after high school or something, and I just, I guess, wandered back to Shu. And Shu, organized herself better during that time, and I slowly became less and less, I wouldn't say toxic. I was never, an alt-right. At most, I would describe myself as an alt-light, but that's, pretty radical too. And I was a soc dem for a while, because, I wanted people to have health care, but I wasn't a socialist or a commie for a while. It was until I was in Utah helping my grandparents renovate when I walked outside, and I saw this video. It had a Wojak in it and this porky thing, and I watched it thinking that it was a shit post. It was a 40-minute long video of this guy who I thought was just a J-Reg fan or impersonator. Being oh, look at me, I'm pretending to be a communist for the lulz. And, he was refuting every anti-communist thing. And, he convinced me that socialism could work. And that guy was spooky, scary socialist. And I remember specifically, one day I watched it again, and that's when I guess, started to fall down the anti-capitalist rabbit hole. And, this one's not as toxic as the anti-SJW one. And, I slowly discovered, more and more people like Vosh and Pig Puncher and so many other people, like Thought Slime, and Thought Slime, and now I'm Nancom. Kind of sounds silly saying it out loud, but I'm probably going to explain that more on how I specifically came to my conclusions in the next few videos, but that was basically my radicalization, de-radicalization into the in and out of the alt-right. Bye.